you suggest in the film that you've basically been waiting for cancer to knock on your door for the last 50 years.
Yeah, I mean, I have, well, probably 40, because since my mother died. But yeah, so I got it at 50, and I sort of had, I guess the main thing I feel is that I had a really big fear of breast cancer, and if I'm really honest, it was out of proportion with the amazing treatment that went on, because a lot of our fear of cancer is based on someone who's maybe died, who we adored like 20 years ago or 10 years ago, and it's not based on current treatment, and current treatment is so amazing.
That's the big thing in
and
the
it's
show.
getting better every day, particularly for breast cancer. I'm not saying everyone is going to be fine, but the outcomes, especially the earlier the diagnosis. So if you've got any suspicion, go and get it checked, because the earlier the diagnosis, the better the outcome.
Yeah, so even in the last 10 years, like you say, since your mum very sadly passed away, she survived for 6 years after the original diagnosis.
Yeah.
Just give us a bit of her journey, then we'll move on to yours.
Yeah, so she had breast cancer. Well, God, so she died 40 years ago when I was 10. And she got it when I was 4. But I didn't know. It was a long, long time ago. But her diagnosis, weirdly, amazingly, I found her notes by some incredible miracle. They hadn't been burnt. Anyway, so that was part of an investigation. But her treatment was the early days, and she went on a trial that didn't work. But the results of that mean that they now is treatment, and she didn't see her grandchildren, but I'll see mine.
Yeah, I mean, one of the parts of the film when you get most upset, and it sort of creeps up on you, I think, in this particular part of the amazing documentary you've made, is when you talk about your mum, and you're okay with that, and then you talk about your children and how much they need their mum, because everyone needs their mum.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you didn't have your mum, and that drops that lands so much more heavily with so much more gravity, and I think that's where we all had to pause the film.
Yeah, that is the truth, is that they do, and I know they do, and my children are, well, everyone's children are the world to them. Well, maybe not everyone, but most people's children are the world to them, and I'm so privileged to have the children and the husband that I have, because this journey has been made absolutely so much more bearable, because I just am really blessed. That's the greatest thing that I'm blessed for, is having my kids and husband
and
support.
them with you. I mean, that's the thing.
They're everything. Well, they are for everyone, aren't they? But, meanwhile, we all kind of got manically on board doing, I think I went into overdrive. Some people say might have a bit of ADHD, which I definitely don't. But anyway, yes, you do. I don't think it, definitely not. But anyway, so when I was diagnosed, I was like, right, okay, what are we going to do? So I made a daytime show, which is on at the moment. Yeah. Then I wrote a book, and then all the children, I was like, well, come along, we're all going to do loads of things. So they were like manically writing songs, and because they, obviously, as you said, there's a band. And I've got a book coming out in August. In fact, I did more during cancer treatment than I have ever in one year. To be honest, our family was just like churning out stuff, like, it's like non-stop.